What if I told you that Pep Guardiola's Manchester City have quietly transformed back into the most terrifying team in the Premier League?
Yeah, after winning 80 titles, I would change my plan, yeah, I'm pretty sure. After winning 4 Premier Leagues in a row, I'm going to change the way I believe the football my team is going to play. Never ever will change my beliefs in the way we're going to play.
After that uneasy start to the season, 2 defeats in their first 3 games, the machine has started humming again. 4 wins and a draw later, they're back at the top of the Premier League. Sharper, hungrier, and far more dangerous than people realise. Pep didn't panic. He adapted. With a tactical masterstroke, he rebuilt balance, energy, and ruthlessness across the pitch. And now City look ready to dominate everything again.
That's why no one did 4 Premier Leagues in a row. That's the reason why it's so difficult. Not taking responsibility, my friends.
From back to front, this team oozes world-class quality. In goal, Gianluigi Donnarumma has brought calm and command. Ahead of him, Nico O'Reilly has been a revelation. While Nicolas Gonzalez and Rodri continue to dictate tempo like a symphony. And then comes the frightening part, the midfield and attack. City's offensive unit is simply outrageous. Savinho, Tijani Reinders,
numbers, Manchester City's favour, Tijani Reinders,
Phil Foden,
and then the second ball, and the header's in!
Jeremy Doku, and Ryan Cherki. Make up an arsenal of creativity, pace, and unpredictability that few teams in the world could even dream of matching. Each of them can break lines, destroy defensive shapes, and change a game in seconds. Yet the real nightmare for defenders is the man leading the line, because there is no stopping Erling Haaland. His 2 second-half goals against Everton didn't just win City the match, they reminded the world that the Norwegian is in his most devastating form yet.
It feels really good, and the performance level, not just in terms of goals, but many things is outstanding, and yeah. So always what I'm saying is we're going to drop because it's impossible to sustain that. I will be there. We will be there. So we have this passion to help the team and do it. Always have to sustain in bad moments. Now it doesn't need compliments and doesn't need anything special.
23 goals in just 13 games for club and country, 14 of those in 10 matches for City, across the Premier League and Champions League. Haaland is the key that unlocks every door. 8 straight games scoring for City, 11 if you include Norway, Everton, Brentford, Monaco, Burnley, Arsenal, Napoli,
Tijani, Rodri por abajo, Foden por arriba, Haaland con...
Manchester United, Brighton.
Still Marmoush, Haaland!
Then they've all fallen one by one. Pep Guardiola has built a monster again. And if this is only the beginning of their resurgence, then brace yourselves because Manchester City are far scarier than you think. Pep Guardiola has now become the longest-serving manager in the Premier League, a full decade of dominance, evolution, and tactical reinvention. In that time, he's delivered 18 major trophies, built multiple dynasties, and crafted teams that have rewritten footballing logic. The Centurions, the Formidables, the treble winners, the world champions. Yet even after all that success, Guardiola continues to innovate. The 2024-25 season, though challenging at times, had proven once again that his genius lies not in repeating formulas, but in rewriting them. The post-Haaland era of Manchester City has redefined Pep's tactical blueprint. Gone are the days of the fluid false nine. In their place stands a more direct, structured and devastating system.
Well stopped by the City defenders, and now they can try and break with Erling Haaland, who could be in on goal here. This is Erling Haaland, makes no mistake!
With Erling Haaland as the focal point, City's build-up evolved from a 3-2 shape into a 2-3 base, empowering players like Nico O'Reilly, Savinho and Tijani Reijnders to attack higher up the pitch. Guardiola's once patient side has embraced a frightening new weapon, the long ball.
Looking for the run of Haaland, who's in here, Haaland!
We saw it perfectly against Manchester United and Arsenal this season. Direct vertical passes from Ederson or Guardiola, catching defences off guard while Haaland bursts into space at full speed.
Come from his own half, chance to make it 3!
Against Arsenal, that iconic goal came from deeper ball over the top, Haaland timing his run between Reijnders and the centre-backs, outrunning them all and finishing across goal with his trademark precision. It was a glimpse of how Pep has merged control with chaos, turning transitions into one of City's deadliest assets. In midfield, the dynamic has also shifted. The injury to Rodri, City's metronome, forced Guardiola to rethink his structure. Without him, possession numbers dropped drastically from 66% to below 60%, and the rhythm faltered. Enter Nicolas Gonzalez, who, after a shaky start, began showing his own interpretation of the role. More dynamic, aggressive and vertical, he provides energy and bite rather than Rodri's calm orchestration. Against Everton, Gonzalez finally found balance-winning duels, breaking lines, and sustaining City's attacks with quicker ball movement. Even City's pressing system has evolved. The traditional 4-4-2 mid-block has become a 4-1-4-1 player-oriented press. Doku and Savinho now spearhead the pressure, forcing defenders wide, while Haaland cuts off passing lanes to the pivot. It's a riskier approach, one that leaves spaces behind, but it suits Pep's new idea of controlled aggression. The result? More recoveries in the final third and more direct scoring chances. The Chelsea match in January 2025 summed it up perfectly. Guardiola ditched sterile possession for surgical verticality.
And Sanchez is in no man's land, and Haaland can chip in!
When they press with the goalkeeper, it becomes a 2v1, Pep explained, and City exploited that ruthlessly. Each long pass, each run from Haaland, each supporting movement from Foden or Reijnders painted the picture of a side that has evolved beyond its own perfection. This new Manchester City doesn't just dominate you, it overwhelms you. They can suffocate with possession, destroy you in transition, and kill games with Haaland's efficiency. Pep has taken the very essence of his philosophy and supercharged it. And as it stands, his Manchester City might just be the most complete version of his football we've ever seen. Let's dive deeper into what makes this Manchester City so terrifying. As we mentioned earlier, Pep Guardiola has been the mastermind behind several distinct versions of City. The great thinkers of football can adapt to almost any circumstance without sacrificing success, and Guardiola has turned tactical evolution into a kind of game that he always seems to win.
I'm not a genius, honestly. I'm a guy who works incredible in the world. I'm there. In that I'm good. Spend a lot of time here and there. I try to be the first arrive and the last to leave. And it's no.
Over the years, his sides have redefined modern football, the inverted fullback.
Nico, Vini, Dino, Gundo, you pass the ball to find there. You pass the ball because they jump. And when they jump, the space is scared. They don't jump, it's alone. Sure, go, commit. They don't go.
The ball-playing goalkeeper.
Ederson looking to release that ball into Erling Haaland. He's got it too. Erling Haaland.
The false nine.
You know you can't rest on the laurels, and he's in. Oh, you can't. This could be a killer goal. Lionel Messi takes his time.
The box midfield.
Field structure in front of the back three.
Each innovation leaving an imprint on how the sport is played today. But this current City is different. They average 57.6% possession and 541 passes per 90 minutes in the Premier League, the lowest numbers ever recorded by a Guardiola team since he began his top-flight managerial career. Not even his Barcelona or Bayern sides operated with so little of the ball. This marks a radical shift in philosophy. The game no longer revolves entirely around Rodri as the puppet master of tempo. Instead, City attack through lightning-quick transitions, using the explosiveness of their wingers to turn defence into attack in seconds. They've scored more goals from counter-attacks than any other team in the league this season, a complete inversion of how opponents once tried to hurt them. Their recruitment strategy reflects this new reality. Players like Jeremy Doku, Savinho, and Omar Marmoush were brought in precisely because of their ability to thrive in 1v1 duels. Guardiola calls this modern football, vertical, direct, and devastating in space. Doku, for example, leads Europe's top 5 leagues in successful take-ons, averaging 5.2 completed dribbles per 90 minutes, ahead of players like Vinicius Jr. and Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. His raw explosiveness on the left flank perfectly embodies City's new identity. City also sit deeper now, compressing the midfield and giving Erling Haaland the freedom to attack open space behind the defence.
Haaland, he's got the better of Van den Berg.
His extraordinary scoring rate this season is proof that he's thriving in this freer, more vertical system. Meanwhile, Guardiola has found the balance. In 2025, City are averaging 2.04 points per game, more than any other team in the league. They are the top scorers this calendar year with 57 goals and have registered 16 wins, level with Liverpool. City have managed to evolve into a more direct, transition-oriented team without losing their structure or control. And perhaps the most impressive part of this transformation is Guardiola's acceptance that dominance no longer requires total possession, only total intent. We've already talked about Guardiola's new evil game plan. Now it's time to talk about the pillars who make it work. Pep evolved his Manchester City with some fantastic key elements, starting from the back with Gianluigi Donnarumma. From the moment he arrived, it was clear what Guardiola wanted. Not necessarily a goalkeeper who dazzles with his feet, but one who gives security, commands his area, and delivers reliability. Donnarumma may not play like Edison, but he saves points.
Lifts the cross into the penalty area. Brian Burma!
That's what Pep values now control through calm, not chaos. Then comes the catalyst of the backline, Nico O'Reilly. His role has completely reshaped City's build-up phase. Against Burnley, City abandoned their usual kickoff pattern. Instead of launching long, they went short. Gvardiol drew the press, Burnley's line hesitated, and suddenly O'Reilly burst into the half space. His timing and intelligence unlocked the low block, creating numerical superiority in midfield. The second goal that day came directly from O'Reilly's progressive run, proof that Guardiola has found a new way to break compact defences through positional, inversion and speed. And then there's Jeremy Doku, City's chaos generator. According to The Athletic, there isn't a single player across the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, or League One who dribbles like him. Doku averages over 5.2 successful take-ons per 90 minutes, more than Vinicius Jr., Leo or Musiala, even Lamine Yamal. He's a complete outlier, a freak of acceleration and balance. Once seen as a flashy dribbler without end product, Doku is now transforming into one of Europe's most complete wingers. This season, he already has 8 goals and 9 assists, and in recent games against Manchester United,
penalty area dances through, Doku tries to get the cross away, does so on the second time of us.
Napoli and Burnley,
Doku, lovely, all the way!
He's directly contributed to match-winning moments. Guardiola has adapted his structure to unleash him fully. By tucking in Nico O'Reilly and Rayhan Aït-Nouri and pushing Tijani Reijnders higher alongside Erling Haaland, Pep isolates Doku one-on-one on the left, a tactical trap for any fullback. His chemistry with Haaland, built on the training ground, has become deadly. Doku beats his man, Haaland attacks the box, and chaos follows. Speaking of Tijani Reijnders, he's been magnificent, the perfect modern Pep midfielder.
The rebound. On towards Haaland. Oh!
He links play, dictates rhythm, and times his late runs like a second striker.
Cleared away on his Forest Reijnders. And Haaland!
His connection with Haaland is instant, and while he hasn't yet reached Kevin De Bruyne's legendary influence, his balance of verticality and intelligence has given City a new creative pulse. Alongside him, Phil Foden is back to his best, sharp, intuitive and fearless, combining vision and execution like few others. This Manchester City has evolved more than any team in modern football. They've fused control with chaos, possession with power, patience with precision. This Manchester City is completing a magnificent transition, one that proves evolution doesn't have to mean compromise. They've successfully escaped Rodri dependence, adapted seamlessly to the demands of modern football, and, without a doubt, displayed the most consistent football in the Premier League this season. But beyond tactics, there's something deeper here, a philosophical masterpiece. City possess the most lethal weapon in European football, and everything around him has been built to unleash that power. Think about it for a second. Remember how Guardiola's Barcelona became the best team in the world because the entire system was designed to enhance Lionel Messi's strengths. He's done it again. Guardiola has followed his own golden rule: if it works, perfect it. He's shaped this Manchester City around Erling Haaland, surrounding him with vertical, explosive players like Nico O'Reilly, Jeremy Doku, and Savinho, who stretch defences and flood the box with movement. He's added creative minds with elite technical quality, Ryan Cherki and Tijani Reijnders, to feed the striker, and revived Phil Foden into his sharpest form yet. The blueprint is simple but devastating. Balls into space, precision in delivery, and total chaos in transition. Every run, every pass, every movement now serves a single purpose: to unlock the Nordic machine. Haaland's aerial power, acceleration, and physical dominance make him unstoppable in one-on-one duels, and the result? The best start to a season in Haaland's entire career, breaking records for goals and efficiency at a pace unseen in modern football. No team looks as complete, no attack feels as inevitable. This is Guardiola's City, colder, faster, more direct a team engineered for destruction, and if this is only the beginning of their new era, the rest of Europe should be very, very afraid. Pep Guardiola has done it again, redesigned football, redefined dominance, and proved that his new game plan's truly evil.